Oh, we got a leak. Maybe too big. Oh, he ain't tight now. Well, at least this one's in a friendly location.
I'll try to curl it back and you see how
Ooh.
close it gets.
Okay, it was a little loose on that one.
Yeah, no problem.
Fire's right up. Oh, drop my phone. What the hell was that? Died. The loudest skid steer I think I've ever been in. Oh my! It's not quiet. Just road noise, engine noise, hydraulic noise. It's been a long time since we used this machine. I definitely require ear pro with this. Visibility's, I think, better than I remember though. Track power is mean though. And it's got old school throttle. Well, hopefully this old girl's worth the cart out here. I'm into the tiny little cave of a cab. Come on, baby. I don't know. So, Hoss is over there bumping some knots with a stump grinder because they're covered in dirt and they'll just hold the chain. But technically, we didn't really need to bring out the additional skid steer. But on the last couple jobs, well, he's been grinding stumps. I could have been using the skid steer to be gathering up all the brush because it's dry season, limited on water supply. And when it comes down to mulching the remaining little bit, it'd be quicker to use brush grapple with the skid steer to pile it in one spot, hose it down there so that we don't have to deal with all this extreme dust all over the place. And it's just make life a lot easier. So we got the other one. Figured it was about time to bring it out here. So let's see what she's made out of. I gotta move a couple more of these logs out of his way, bump some knots, and then I'm gonna start running the old Rayco. Gotta go get the Prime Tech. I'm just kidding, screw that. 12 will get her done. This little guy's funny though. Get you a different view.
making really good.
Just hand it to you. Got 2 windrows now. All right, what I mean by we are limited on water is we got to come down to most jobs that are in a, you know, uncivilized area. So we have to bring in our own water. It doesn't sound like there's enough in this tank to get that siphon going. So I'm going to siphon out of this pool, fill up the tank. We'll have 500 gallons on site. Boys, finally, since we've been having to do this so much this year, finally got a little rig because this is our homemade Buffalo water wagon thing. So that's what we got. See if she works. Little size comparison. Be confident that the 12 is like a foot wider, and it looks to be at least foot to 16 inches taller, weighs 2,000 pounds more. And we're doing the math on how much that thing cost in 08 versus how much this thing cost in 2019. Same. So I think the value of the 12 was a little better than this. And, yep. Knock on wood, the 12 keeps doing its thing. But this thing did its job today. Bunched up some logs, piled some brush. Well, here's the final product of this little site. They're going to be putting a house right here. So per logging and forestry regulations, we have to leave ground coverage on the site, even though they're going to have to scrape this off to get to virgin soil so they can start building the house. You know, we got to leave this on here because I don't know when they're going to be building it. It's not going to be raining anytime soon. It's about 100 degrees out here right now, and it's dry as a bone. But got to leave it on there so that in case it does rain, it doesn't erode. They'll scrape that off. But having 2 skid steers on site, that definitely saves a lot of time by not having to switch the attachments back and forth. And or if one of us is running the other machine, we got something else to hop into. So I definitely think it's worth it bringing it out here. It's time and energy getting it set up and stuff. It just needed to be done at some point. Glad to see it done. I'm going to grab this thing. Got to go top off at the creek. And, oh, got a leash right here. Make sure we got all our gear. This one's done. We're actually just working at the neighbors now with all the stuff. All right, so you guys probably saw the video of bringing this thing back to life, which really wasn't a big deal, but it literally sat for quite a while because of a busted hydraulic line. And just the placement and location of getting that line, it was actually an expensive line too. It was like a $200 hose at the local place, which, you know, high pressure lines, they tend to be a little bit expensive. Swatched over to the Stucci's because these things are pretty much bulletproof. They have like the same kind of guts, but they have a good coupler on it, so they stay tight. They don't bounce back and forth for running mulcher heads and high flow kind of implements. Those things do a lot better. We haven't had any that, you know, sit around leaking with attachments hooked up to it or when they're running compared to the typical just the quick snap ones. But we need to put this bar back a little bit farther. But other than that, the machine, so far so good. I'm going to load it up in the trailer and take it back to the house because it is done on this job. There are several locations around this property. We've been here, we're here like once or twice a year. Been here for the last like 5 years. But just going around scooping up piles, did some stuff down there, did some stuff over there. We took out, I don't know, 10 loads of logs on the other side of the roadway down there. Cleared for this shop right here. Just cleared for a house up in the next lot and did some thinning 6 months ago. Took out over 100 trees, little guys like this. This is the second to last piece of equipment I still have here. I got the 080, but that's going to be going to a job out that way, and this is going back to the house. But this thing did good, did real good. I'm going to probably end up taking the grapple back to my house because this works on the 12, and we realized something that was going to be like, this is how it's supposed to go. This line right here is too long, and this gets dangerously close to squishing right here. But this implement is designed for this machine. They are both, where does it say it on here? It is a Rayco brush rake. It is a Rayco machine. This is what it's supposed to be on. But I'm going to take the plasma and cut a chunk out right there so the hose can be in there recessed, and there's no chance of it getting no chance of it being hit or squished. And then I'm going to put a plate over the top of it so that it boxes it in and he can still get it out. But other than that, she's good to go. So I'm going to load it up and show you guys that, but we're done.
As they were paying attention, this was the job that I bailed the 080 out on. This is some aftermath of the smoke just completely covering the town. Prime Tech in action, getting her dropped off. I don't know why these photos are so blurry, but I got the little rig back to my house, and I'm going to be doing some dirt work with it this next week. So stay tuned for that. Got another video coming. This whole skid steer's fun.